Okay, back to the black woman that was killed in Mexico.
Yeah. By the way, it says Black Panther Wakanda Forever box office breaks 200 million second week forecast reveal. They said it.
They think it's going to outgross the first Black Panther.
I don't know about that, but
And
who
it may
knows?
do that.
Who knows? So these group of friends went to Capitol together, and a fight broke out apparently, and it led to the death of this girl, Shanquella Robinson, and they came home and told the parents of the girl that it was alcohol poisoning.
Now this was a man.
Yeah,
this is a black man that came back and told
him it was alcohol poisoning, and now the Mexico police officials are like, no, she died of a broken neck and spine. So I'm not going to show the video of the violence that ensued. But
I don't want to see it because it's going to piss me off. I do not want to see it.
The girl was not fighting back. She didn't want to fight. But this is what I'm saying.
That's a coward.
Choose wisely, because you can't just. A lot of people like to leave the country, go places with people who they think are friends. When you leave your area of comfort and you're vulnerable, you have to be very, very particular who you'll have around you.
It can't even be family members sometimes.
Like, we're not even talking
plotting on you too.
Like, I'm not even talking about leaving the country, leaving the state. We've seen plenty of stories of people leaving the state with somebody and then they get mad with them and leave them stranded. Now it's different when you just in another state, because you can get home.
And don't be letting. When you go to these countries with other people, don't be letting them pressure you with leaving outside a tourism area. Well, because they'll try to say, let's go out and see the real. No, we don't need to see the real shit. We good right here where we is.
We tourists, we stay in a tourist area.
Exactly, even though they'll get you in the tourist area too.
Yeah, but this wasn't the case of them not staying in the tourist area. This was the case, it seems to me, of envy and jealousy.
Exactly.
Leading to the death of a young woman. As the scriptures tell you, what can stand before envy? That's a very dangerous emotion.
You shouldn't have an evil eye towards your brother or your sister.
It says, when we heard the 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson had died from alcohol poisoning, we all knew that Khalil Cooke, Malik Dyer, Donovan, Alysse Hyatt, Daejhanae Jackson, and Nazeer Wiggins were lying.
It is Hyatt.
Huh?
I think it's Hyatt.
Hyatt?
Like the Hyatt Hotel?
I think I heard that name before, but I forgot who had it. Less than 24 hours after North Carolina Beat got involved in the suspicious death of 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson from Charlotte, North Carolina, a video has now come out telling what happened, and the lie that alleged suspects told about alcohol wasn't true, and they all knew it. The truth is, all these can't be trusted sleazebag bums. Okay, now keep in mind, the North Carolina Beat. They are the ones who broke this story, but it's more of an opinion site.
Like?
Huh?
Oh.
Go ahead.
You said it was like the shade room.
Yeah. It's closer to like the shade room. I'm not saying it to down it. It's just the way they write their stuff is very opinion based, obviously. But they do get their facts. In the late October, Shanquella Robinson, her so-called best friend Khalil Cooke, and 5 others mentioned above went to Cabo, Mexico. The next day, Shanquella was murdered. But her best friend Khalil Cooke told Shanquella's mother, Salamandra Robinson, that she had alcohol poisoning. The other so-called friends said the same story. A video obtained by North Carolina Beach shows a different story and explains why Shanquella's face was swollen, had a knot on her head, her eyes were swollen, and her lips split. That's because she was assaulted by one of the girls on the trip named Daejhanae Jackson. Guess what? Her so-called best friend, Khalil Cooke, just stood there and didn't do shit. When Khalil returned to Charlotte, he brought Shanquella's belongings to her mother's house and told her again that Shanquella had died from alcohol poisoning.
How many videos on YouTube where you see there are women fighting? I'm talking about black women. It could be really any race of women. And the man be holding the camera.
Nowadays,
do you think that's good?
Nowadays, a lot of them.
Huh?
Nowadays, a lot of them.
Most of the time, the man be instigating the fight.
Instigating it?
I've seen a whole bunch of videos, especially those hood fights. I don't like watching them, but I do know there are hood fights out there on YouTube. And the man be standing there instigating the fights with these women.
That definitely happens, yeah.
That's not good.
No, it ain't.
And I hate that black people are now getting involved. You know, we were already the face of, the ratchet reality TV. And now you have like baddies, Blueface they have like the Bad Girls Club shit where they have, black women going on there fighting. I don't like that black men are doing that. And you try to say, well, they're doing it with the white people are doing it.
That's
so
not
what's
white
wrong
people,
with
it's
them
black
doing
people.
it? It's a problem when you're doing it to your own people.
These same people are doing it on other shows.
But
That's my
it's a
point.
problem when you are doing it to your own people. Just because these other races of people get them on these reality TV shows where they can go on there and fight and be ratchet and stuff doesn't mean that we have to do it as well. Let's have some dignity.
I'm saying they're gonna do it regardless.
Well, it don't matter if they're gonna do it regardless. I don't want to be a part of it, fund it, and capitalize off of it. I'm saying they should feel the same way.
When they don't feel the same as you.
It's just sad that we don't.
They look at it like
we about to make some money off these women acting crazy on these reality TV shows.
The women look at it like we about to make some money too.
Other ways to make money.
It is. Then every day Khalil came around Shanquella's family, and when he was asked about the fight they had heard about, he lied and said he wasn't in the room when it happened. But a new video showed that he was standing there the whole time. In the video, you see Daejhanae Jackson standing in front of a naked Shanquella Robinson before repeatedly punching Shanquella in the head and slinging her to the ground. Quilla, can you at least fight back? And identify a man could be heard saying. No, Quilla responded to Daejhanae Jackson with punching her in the head, face, and back of her neck and knees. It was obvious that Shanquella did not want to fight because she said no when asked to fight back. The North Carolina Beat received permission from Shanquella's family to share the video, and we have blurred out her nakedness as much as we can. The family told North Carolina Beat that they want people to see the truth and as much help as possible to get justice for her. So we're not gonna watch the video. The fact that he told her to fight and she said no, and first off,
intervene.
Yeah, right there. Like, why are you telling her to fight? Why not break it up? There was a time in our community when women didn't fight. It was seen as like, it's one thing for the men to be fighting. It was like we have so much discourse. At some point, it boils over so much. All right, let's just fight, get this out of the way, and move on. There was a time when you just didn't allow women around you to fight, especially the men.
When was this?
I'm talking about pre-60s.
Okay, I wasn't around then because ever since I've been here since, late 80s, I recall them fighting.
See, the crack era came in the 80s, so shit changed then. So
what you trying to say?
What you mean? What I'm trying to say? If you born in the 80s, you part of the what they call it, the ADHD era. That's where they get that from. Everybody just so happened to have attention problems coming from the 80s because it wasn't just the drugs.
Whoa. I ain't no crack baby. What you trying to say?
Who said you're a crack baby, Tam? Who said? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the generation of the 80s.
Oh.
Damn.
You're not talking about the people born in the 80s. You're talking about
the entire 80s, not just black people. The entire era. It's not just the drugs. It was everything involved in the 80s that led to. Let's be honest. You can make an argument that the 80s was when people got real used to seeing death. With the gangs and all that stuff. Them drugs led to other things that made things normal. So a woman fighting in the middle of the street became obscene worse. That's how people start looking at it. It is what it is. But there was a time when these type of things, a dude wouldn't just stand there and tell a woman to fight back to another woman. They just wouldn't even fight.
Oh, they get on. They love it. They record it.
Now,
World Star.
Was it a World Star era that made that even shoot even further? Like, that was bad at one. Like, when you heard the word World Star, you needed to get your back on the wall and watch your surroundings because you didn't know what was going on. Is somebody shooting or fighting? What's going on? World Star was a very dangerous word like 7 years ago. Not as much now because people don't fight no more. You don't get a chance to record nothing because people shoot.
Yeah.
You don't get a chance to record nothing, but yeah. Charlotte woman. Now this right here, they said it was the Daejhanae Jackson woman, but now they're saying it's this woman here. Charlotte woman Shanquella Robinson was reportedly grabbed by the neck and slammed by another girl on Mexico trip.
Her?
Yes. Says sources close to one girl who was at the trip in Mexico with 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson, who is now deceased, told North Carolina Beat that Shanquella was also allegedly grabbed by the neck and slammed on the ground by Winter Donovan, the girl in the now viral video to the right recording with her phone. We all wanted to know if there was a second part of the now viral video because at the end of the 18-second clip video obtained by North Carolina Beat, from the looks of it, Shanquella is still alive. The sources said a second video has not been released. Allegedly shows Winter Donovan with her arms around Shanquella's neck and then slamming her to the ground. From what I hear, there's another video and it shows a light-skinned girl, I'm presuming it's Winter, with her hands around Shanquella's neck and slamming her to the ground. The sources said after Winter slammed her on the ground, Shanquella does not move anymore. Once again, now she was only, if I'm not mistaken, she was only friends with the guy. That was her friend. So you can't, she went on a trip with a friend thinking, it's just me with my friend, and he got some other girls coming with us. When I read this story, I'm not going to read the whole thing, it seems like he brought these other two girls to fight.
That's what it felt like it.
I don't know if he brought them there to kill her, but it definitely seemed like there was some animosity there between these girls who wanted to fight her.
I don't think she knew nothing about it.
Maybe not. But that's the thing, when people envy you, might not even know they do. Who knows what petty beef or petty little thing they had going on. Now we outside the country, you by yourself.
So because they did it in Mexico, does the United States have any?
Yes, the FBI is investigating it. Just let this load. It says a mystery death, and the death certificate, obviously we already know the death certificate said that it was a broken neck. And this is what the family had to say. Let me show this.
Okay.
Shanquella Robinson's parents say she took a trip to Mexico last month with a group of friends. Her friends made it back, but she didn't. They say she was found dead. They were told what happened, but they tell me tonight they're not buying it.
I just sit back and wait on God, because like I say, she's going to get justice.
A mystery in Mexico. How did a weekend with friends turn into a nightmare?
Something is not adding up right here.
Bernard and Salamandra Robinson say their daughter, 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson, traveled with friends from Charlotte to Cabo, Mexico on October the 28th.
Let me show this one here. Once again, choose wisely.
Welcome to The Factor Uncensored. Thank you for joining us tonight. We would begin with a disturbing. Friends initially told her the 25-year-old died from alcohol poisoning, but the autopsy is telling a totally different story, that she may have been beaten to death. New video shows those so-called friends attacking Shanquella
and another man.
And it looks.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm sorry. I know this is not a funny subject, but do you know who this is?
I don't know that.
Remember that viral video of the black reporter who was in the South?
Oh, yeah, he had that proper voice.
I'm sick of this country ass town. Yeah, that's him. That's him now. Yeah.
But that's not always the way it works in America.
That's absolutely correct. You're an American citizen and you do something abroad, the United States still could have jurisdiction over you if that jurisdiction does not decide to prosecute you.
And it looks like Mexico has no interest in following up on this, right?
Mexico sees an American citizen and another American citizen or American citizens having a dispute. It ended in someone's death. And now everybody's back in North Carolina, allegedly. This is where these folks are from. But bottom line is, it's in the hands of the federal government at this point if they decide to prosecute.
Now, looking at this case, just how horrible is it? You go out of this country with your so-called friends.
Yeah.
They lie to your.
Come on, man. I don't want to see the.
Years, and it takes you years to realize they were never your friend. A lot of times I get a gut feeling when I think something is wrong. I don't know their situation.
It's called discernment.
That's what it's called.
You have to have great discernment with people. People have many layers. When you first meet someone, sometimes they're nice to you because they want something. When people always, let's be honest, no one is friends or close to you if they don't want something. Most friends, when you say friends, people you meet, especially when you meet people later in life, in your 20s, your 30s, 40s, most people only became your friend because y'all needed each other for something. It can start with having a common belief on something or interest in something, but typically you need each other for something. At some point, if that ever burns out, people will just turn on you. People have layers to them, and you will meet a certain side of people in different environments. She left the country with these people, and she saw another side of them. Now, she may have saw that side in them in North Carolina. Maybe they were talking kind of greasy there. Maybe they was threatening violence against her then. Maybe she ignored it. But, you know, if people, let me tell you something, if people threaten you at any moment, a friend, is it a person who, a friend threatened to do something to you? Is that your friend anymore?
No.
I'm not, by the way, I don't know if this happened between them. I'm just using this as an example. When you sense any level of envy, animosity, anything towards you from a person you're calling a friend, you need to immediately nip that in the bud. Either call it out immediately, get an answer, or you need to get the hell away from them.
I'm an observer.
Exactly.
It take me a very long time for me to trust anybody. I sit back and watch people.
Yeah.
Because like I always tell when I hire somebody, it take about a month or two
To
for
know
you
who
to
they
figure
really
out who
are.
the real person is.
Exactly.
After that 60, 90-day probation,
Get the real them.
they'll start showing their ass.
Yeah. Showing a little late. First they was always early. Now they showing up 2-3 minutes late.
See, when they start off late, then I say, yeah, that's them.
They already there, yeah.
They showing themselves instantly, which is
letting you
normally
know.
black people.
Oh,
They
here we
always
go. See how y'all
they
always throw
late
niggas under the
5,
bus?
10
You see
minutes
that?
late. That's what you have to tolerate with, you know, our people. I love them, but any other group, I have to, you know.
You gotta watch them.
You gotta watch even closer because the expectation is for them to be late.
But yeah, this is just another case of, you know, you gotta have discernment on people you're surrounding yourself with. And the dude, the fact this is supposed to be, because
Was he the only male there with all those women?
I'm not sure if he was the only male, but I haven't heard any. I think it was 3 dudes, because one of the dudes was accused of rape, apparently.
Of who?
The what's his name? Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. The guy named hold on. Nazeer Wiggins.
Oh,
I saw that he was accused of one of the girls, and it could be just them doing this because of, you know, I don't know. But, you know, apparently
You see how that pops up now, the no internet before it goes into the screen?
Yeah. How you doing, Rosie?
Hey, Rosie.
That one was fighting. Her looks like a man. Yeah, when I first saw it, we was like, you know, for my first thing, I said, that's a man. That's a transgender. This is going to be an even weirder story because it's a transgender beating up on a woman. But no, apparently it is a woman. They had a child. People are saying it is a woman. And the man instigating is gay. Probably. I mean, a dude goes on a trip to Mexico with, when there's 3 dudes and 3 girls. I didn't hear the other guy say anything, but no, it was 2 dudes, and I think 3 dudes, 3 girls, or it was 2 dudes and 4 girls. I don't know if he was gay, but that's some whole shit to do. Be pushing for 2 women to fight. The story is both sad, a travesty, as well as questionable to say the least. Yeah, don't really, like I said, I don't know what her relationship with these women were before, but if she had any issues with them, I don't know why you would leave the country with people you.
Oh, I'm about to say that's Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels got.
He was the one who used to have him on the show. He found love with a, you know, black immigrant woman.
Like why come out with a story about alcohol poisoning yet videotape it? Who was setting up who? Well, it sounded like, that's what I was saying. It sounded like the dude brought the 2 girls to beat up on the other one, and then they recorded it so they could take it back to North Carolina and, I don't know, joke on her or try to embarrass her or something. I don't know. Yeah, and it just unfortunately led to her death. Hey, that's Kevin Samuels' lawyer friend in a suit with the glasses. How are we doing, punk? Buddy story.
Exactly. When I saw him, Regina, I was like, I know him. That's the black dude from Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Why would they go get a lawyer from Texas when they're from North Carolina?
Well, he's a lawyer. He's a not prominent, but
is he the next Ben Crump?
He's a highly successful lawyer out of Texas. You go get his opinion. That's why he asked him, what is the procedure that the government would do if Mexico don't take up investigating this? He said, well, the FBI can do it. So he's a lawyer. He knows how this works. So I guess that's why they brought him on to ask him that question. Yep, discernment is just like common sense. Both are old school concepts missed on the youth of today, in my humble opinion. Yeah, or honest opinion.
True.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say, I hate to say it, I'm not even gonna say the youth don't have discernment. I mean, we could look at the church.
Yeah,
And we
when
see
that
how a lot
guy
of these
shot up.
older people go to these churches and allow themselves to be pimped by these pastors, and it's like they lacking their discernment as well.
Or when Dylan Roof went into a church.
Yeah, and
a white kid.
And they just didn't say, what is this random Caucasian boy coming into the church for? Get out.
No, they would
They wanted to pray with him. And it's like,
no, put his ass out.
A person threatening you was never a friend, a low-key friend to me. Exactly. A person who threatened you jumped the gun. They let you know they're an enemy while they're still acting like a friend. They just jumped the gun a little too early. You can get away from them without even having no trouble. You should thank them.